Hello guys, welcome. I wanted to make a quick little video about my little Dodge Neon that I picked up. She looks kind of pretty. I had to redo the motor. It blew the belt, so I had to take off the head, get the head done, all the work there, new seals, new stuff, you know. Basically, top end has been done, dealt with. I've been having problems with electrical and possibly PCM, I'm not sure exactly, but I redid this fender by hand with just a block of wood and a hammer. You can see, like, right here. This was crumpled in all the way to here, and I unfolded that. So it looks a lot better than what it used to be. And the door, you can see a little bit of, you know, bubbles and wrinkles, but it's not that bad. I can still open it up. The hood. The hood actually does have a little bit of damage right there. Someone smacked something. I don't know. You can see that line right there is a little off. I need to fix that. That way it'll actually seal up with the rubber that's there. But, you know, all in time. Other side of the car looks pretty nice too. There's a little bit of a blemish, like right here on the back of it. Right here. But it's just basically, you know, sun damage. Not that bad. I'm going to cut the video right here just for editing purposes. And I'm going to show you the real problem of why this car ain't on the road yet. Alright. So this is the reason why it's not on the road. I've been having a problem with the dash. Get my key here. Okay. It does have some extra, like, rugs in here. Not important. But basically, what it's doing is this. I'll show you. You put your key in. Doesn't have a skim at all. This car does not have a skim, so I don't need a special key for it with the chip. So you turn it on. Gauges seem to work to go through their thing. Okay, couple lights still stay on, whatever. I do got the parking brake on currently, so that will stay on. I'm gonna start the car. That is weird. It's never done that before. But that is my problem. There is no gauges working except for the gas gauge. That is interesting. Oof. I did unplug a sensor, so I might not have plugged that in all the way. So that might be the problem. It was the O2 sensor. If you do the little reset on it, which I'm not going to start the car again because that's just, you know, yeesh. I'm going to turn the key and push down on this button here. I'll have to do this kind of quickly. I'm not going to be able to hold the phone and do it at the same time, so give me a second. So you just hold it down for just like a second, and then you turn the key onto the on position. And it does this. Goes through all the little, you know, gauge checks to make sure that everything is set. And then you're supposed to be able to start the car, and it will, you know, be all good, technically. but it does not. So I called a mechanic because I didn't know where to go on it because I was kind of stumped. And he said that in the key ignition, I can take that apart and there is a board in there behind there, and there's a bunch of wires running to it. I need to check that because the what's happening is basically the PCM and the cluster, the gauges, is losing communication. So the communication actually will go through, he said, the computer, through my ignition switch, and then to my gauges. So it's losing the communication between there. So if I look on the ignition switch and there's burnt wires, I'm supposed to repair it and put in a new ignition switch, and that should fix my gauges. So today I'm going to take apart my ignition switch and see if there's anything going on there, because that's the only lead I've gotten, and it does seem a little bit weird since this car doesn't have a skim. I wouldn't think that there'd be a board back there, but I don't know. We're just gonna go for it, look and see what we got. One of my favorite sayings, it is not PG, but let's fuck around and find out. Alright. I'm gonna tear open that, and I will get back to you on if it actually worked or not. Let me know what you think and everything. I did take the dash apart just that way I could actually access that. I put in a different one, and it still is having the same problem. So we're definitely having a loss of communication to said, cluster. And the dash is back there. It's all intact. The only place that's actually not intact is basically where the two screws go in right there, and possibly the two tabs on this side, but the two screws that hold it on that side and over there are good. So it'll clip in, and the clips right here and over there are good, and I think there's another one up there that's good. So dash will be secure. It'll be fine. It's not cracked up like normal Dodge dashes are. I have the airbox back there, and the other cluster, parts, whatever. Automatic. It's a 2000 era. It's a Dodge 2000. So, that's what we're going to be doing today. And when I plug in the OB2 reader to the car, it actually doesn't do anything. It'll say loss of no communication, basically, which confirms that we're losing communications with the computer, which might be a problem with the computer itself. It could be a problem with wiring. It could be a problem with it just a burnt wire or rubbing against something. I don't know. I'm going to try to figure it out. And if not, if I can't actually figure this out for myself, then what I'm planning on doing is taking it to a professional that knows his stuff and can get it fixed for me, because I want my car. This is my very first car. This is kind of my baby. My grandfather had a car similar to it that was a Dodge Neon that had a one of those little things on the back. I forget what they're called right now. He called it a whale tail. It was a manual. I think it was a 99 Dodge Neon. I think. Could have been a couple years younger and older. I don't know. But it sounded good. I loved the car. And I remember that he had it for years. and he had almost no problems with it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get myself a Dodge Neon. So I looked around and I found this baby, and it was $700. We went and tried to get it, and tragedy happened. Let me flip around the camera, that way you can actually see my face. I kind of want you guys to see me. Alright, this is going to turn into kind of a rant now, just because I feel talkative right now. I've not been on the camera for a while, so I've got a lot of, like, stuff I want to get out. So, story time. Grab yourself a seat, because it's going to be a long one. I'm going to grab myself a seat. So, what we did was, I got on Facebook Marketplace. I told my grandfather that I wanted to go and pick up a car. And so me and Mom and him loaded up into the truck. It was a non-running Neon at that time. They did not know what was going on with it. They figured it was a PCM problem. PCM was like about $100 to $200 for this car. So I was like, if it's just a PCM, that's not that bad. I can replace that. $200, have a running car. Yeah, not that simple, huh? We almost get there to the place with the trailer on the back of the truck, and the spare tire that's underneath of my grandfather's truck decides that it was going to let go. It was done. It didn't want to be there anymore, apparently. So, here I am sitting right in the middle with my mom on this side, passenger side, and my grandfather's driving. And all I hear is this clunk. And I look up at the mirror to look over my shoulder, behind us, and I see the trailer just leave the truck. It jumped up in the air. Chains are attached. And the truck lifts up on the back a little bit. And mind you, the car was not on it yet. Some of the boards were rotten on the trailer too. So the tire slid underneath of the trailer, bounced, and it probably went like this up on end and tipped the trailer off of the ball, most likely. I'm assuming that's what happened, because the trailer went straight up hard enough to make the truck kind of bounce in the air a little bit. I don't know if it actually left the ground, but it felt like it. And now the trailer is basically on the chains going like this. And I look back at the trailer because I'm like, oh shit, we're on the highway with about 3 lanes of traffic around us. This is going to cause a car crash, and I don't know how bad it's going to be. So I'm thinking, what can I do to actually keep my mom and my grandfather safe at this time? I went right into protection mode and trying to keep everyone, including myself, safe. So I'm looking at this trailer just going side and side, and the tire went and bounced in the middle of the trailer in the bottom, broke boards underneath of it because it was somewhat rotten, and then it went right over the back 2 tires. And this is type of trailer that it has the 2 tires right next to them, right next to each other on each side. And the trailer basically almost flipped over. It was on its side. and he had to kind of correct a little bit to make it fall back down. And then we slowed down pretty hard, and our brakes decided that they didn't want to hold on any longer because he pushed on the brakes really hard, and apparently the brakes, the line that was in there, the little brake line, had rust on it. It had holes. So when he punched on it, it just, all that pressure went right out that hole and blew apart. So now we're in this horrible, situation where we're going about 60, 70 miles an hour on the highway. Our trailer just fell off, a tire left, and now we don't got no brakes. So, we did eventually get off to the side of the road. We went and got the tire. We got back in the car, or truck, sorry, and we got back on the road after checking out everything and saying, okay, everything's fine. We just lost the tire. Trailer looks somewhat okay. We're still going to go get the car because there's basically the boards on the sides where the car will actually be on was kind of okay. It would have been all right. But after we got like just a few feet, maybe like a mile, he's like, I don't got no brakes. I don't know what to do. So he was pumping them like crazy, trying to get the pressure back up to actually stop, and it wasn't working. So he had to pull the emergency brake, which, on trucks of, I think it's a 2002, 2003, Chevy something truck, I don't remember. It just locks up the back tires because it's got a cable. I don't know exactly how to explain that, but basically it locked up the back tires. We went sliding, and eventually we stopped, but it ate up the tires a little bit. And his plan was, oh yeah, we'll still go and get the car even with the brakes out, because the car that we were going to pick up is like maybe 15 minutes away from where we're at, maybe less. It was either like 15 or 10 minutes. So we were like almost there. We were already on the road for almost 2 hours to get this car. And then I'm like, no, it's not worth our lives. It's dangerous to even drive it pickup right now, just normally without anything on the back. We cannot get the car. And he's arguing with me. No, we're getting the car. We're already almost here. And I'm like, I don't care. We're not getting the damn car. So, I finally convinced him to stop on the side of the road and at least try to assess the damage, call someone, and get us out of there. Well, we didn't have the money to actually do that, and we didn't have anybody else with a truck to come pick us up with the trailer. So, we went to a store that was like, I think, I'm just gonna say an oddball number, 12 miles. It was 12 miles down the road. And we got there, we stopped, and then we tried to take some vice grips and kind of pinch off the brake line and roll it up. That way we at least had 3 brakes instead of 4, or at least 1 brake, something. And we left it there overnight. We had to come back the next day. and get it. We tried to get a repair kit. Oh, actually, hey. I was looking around for this. This is actually part of the pipe that was his brake line. So you see, we tried to crimp it off in several spots, but it just kept on breaking and having pinholes. So we couldn't actually get a lot of pressure. So, that's what we were working with. Pretty rusty. Pretty bad. This has honestly made me a little bit afraid of vehicles. I really would like to take every single brake line off the car that I have currently, if it's that bad, before I get on the road and actually make sure it's okay, because I don't want it blowing out like that. Now, of course, in a car with nothing behind it, it's a little easier to stop than a pickup with a trailer on the back, but still. But anyway, sidetrack, get back to the story. Pretty much, we went back, we got it. He tried to do a repair kit, couldn't do it. Didn't have enough tools that we brought along with us to do it. He was getting tired. It was really hot outside. It was like, I think 90 or 100 degrees that day. It was too hot to do any work on anything. And especially laying on a black, ground, tar. Because we were just in a parking lot. And we get home with almost no mishaps. It went pretty smooth. He only ran, I'm gonna say he did run a red light, but it was kind of a yellow light situation, kinda. So we're not gonna like, point fingers at that or anything. He did what he had to do. So I get home, and I tell the person what happens. Of course, I was in communication with him the whole entire time, and I said, hey, our trailer fell off, and this and that happened, and we're not going to be able to get the car. And he came over and actually helped us out a little bit on the side of the road with him. And so after we get home the second day, I contact him and I'm like, I would like to get the car, but I can't. There's no way of doing it. And his daughter said, hey, Dad, you have a trailer and a truck. You could just bring it to them, technically. And he's like, okay, I'll bring it to you for an extra $100. So I was like, deal. I can do that. No problem. So I paid $800 for this car. $800. Not bad. And I've only gotten maybe, I'm going to say the highest number, 2,000 in the car so far. And that's going actually higher. I've probably only put 1,000 something into it, 1,500, something like that. But he brought it here. I did all the stuff to it. I put new belts on it, new pulleys, new engine mounts on that side of it. And I'll be putting new tires on it as soon as I can actually get it, legalized on the road and everything. And I don't feel like pushing it off a cliff anymore. So that's where I have been on that. So I've been very stressed out about my car and wanting it to be done and dealt with for a while. It's closing in on a year of working on it, and it's still not on the road. It runs. Right now it runs rough, and I'm not exactly for sure why. Probably just because of the O2 sensors unplugged. But we'll cross that bridge later. I will be working on my bike too. I pulled out the motor out of it. It's sitting right there on the bench. So we're going to be starting that project probably today, tomorrow, sometime this week, hopefully. And I've got too many projects, man. I've been having a lot of back problems, back pain. It's just been stopping me from doing a lot of stuff, which at my age, I shouldn't be having back problems. I mean, I'm freaking 24. No. 23? 23, 24? No. It's 2024, so yeah, I'm 24 years old. I was born in 2000. Anyway. I shouldn't be having this problem. At all. I shouldn't be having back problems at 24 years old, but I am. In the morning when I get up, it hurts really, really bad. It feels like someone just stabbed me, with a freaking knife. It hurts. And then throughout the day, it just feels like the same thing. Someone just left the knife there. So I've been going through a lot. It's alright. I'm getting through it. Staying strong. But it's difficult. Quite difficult. But I'm not one to really complain about a bunch of stuff, so I keep to myself. About the people that are next to me, no. I'm not begging for anything. I'm not hoping for much. I'm just trying to get what's important done and getting my life straight. And at least somewhere where I am happy. Because at this time, I'm not very happy in my life. But it's okay. Because life isn't all rainbows, sunshine, and, happiness. There's times that you're not very happy and that you need to step back and take a break. Take care of yourself. It's alright. Look at the things around you. Look at the beauty. Look at the things that you take for granted and stuff, Yeah, that's alright. Anyway, I think this has gone on long enough for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed me talking and rambling and whatever else. I'm gonna bring you down here and show you the flowers before I go, and that'll be actually a very good, kind of goodbye on the, video here, so hang on. Give me a second to get down here. This is a very beautiful tree. I think it's an apple tree. Very, very pretty. Doesn't have much of a smell. But, yeah, it's pretty. It doesn't have any fruit that grows on it. It's just a flower in a bush. Which, this year I'll have to kind of trim a little bit because it's right above the power lines. Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys later. Take care. Be kind. Be nice. See you in the next one. I told you that I would actually tell you what I was going to do with the car after I took apart the ignition, found out what went on in there. So what I found was there is basically like a copper plate in there. It's not really a board like a computer board like I thought, but that's okay. Cleaned it up, put it back in, put it all back together. It still has the same problem with the gauges, so I'm just kind of planning on checking some of the wiring, and then if that don't work, which most likely it won't, I'm just gonna save up some money and take it to the mechanic in town and get dealt with and done, because I want my car. So I would just throw that in there right before I was done with editing the video, and then I'm gonna send it out to you guys and hope you enjoy it. I'll be also making another video today. I'll probably put it up sometime tomorrow or the next day. Definitely sometime within this week. Not gonna set a specific date because I'm not good at that, so. But, trying to get better. Anyway, be kind, be honest. Hit the subscribe button down below. Ring the bell notification icon. Leave a comment. I really do like comments. I never get comments on my videos, really, and it kind of upsets me. But that's okay. You guys do what you need to do. Yeah. Peace.